Okay, we got an update on the Taurus GX4XL today. So I was able to actually get this out to the range, and I got 6 mags of a couple different kinds of ball ammo through it. Now I don't know that I would say that's enough to say that I have confidence in the gun or not, but I got 6 mags through it. Unfortunately, it was all ball ammo, so that's not exactly the best test for reliability when you're going to carry hollow points. But the good news is it did run all that ball ammo without any jams or misfeeds at all. It ran completely clean. Also, on a positive note, I didn't have any issues with the magazine release, so my modified magazine release worked okay for me. Had no issues pushing the release. If anybody saw my modification and thought that it was going to be too difficult to hit the release, well, you know, maybe in a different gun it would matter, or it would run differently, but in this gun, mag release works just fine the way it is. And if you have a mag release that is a little too easy to press, if you do find that you accidentally hit it, or that you're concerned that you might hit it, I would recommend going out and picking up one of those, pick up an extra mag release and mag release spring from Taurus and go ahead and do the modification. It's not that expensive. I think it was like $6 to get the mag release and spring, the button and the spring. And then some cold blues. I don't know what that goes for these days, but I'm going to guess about $20. And if you don't have any already, they also have blue pens that you can pick up. I'm not sure what those are going for now, but you can. I think you can even get those on Amazon. And it's such a small part that a blue pen basically looks like a Sharpie. You mark up the part, and it should look pretty good. I haven't used one of those myself, but for a part this small, I gotta believe that that would work. The red dot worked well. It was not on, and I was trying to figure out if I'm am I pulling it, because the gun's so small that it's very easy to pull on the trigger and let the nose of the gun dip, or to pull it off to a side. And I was noticing that as I was shooting, the red dot seemed like it was right on the target, but I was hitting off to the right. So I was able to adjust the red dot to either compensate for my poor technique, or just to correct the sight. I'd like to think it was the sight, but it's a good chance it was me. Now, also while at the range, I noticed something that I hadn't noticed before. We're going to clear this real quick so I can pick it up and show you something about it. Chamber's clear, empty mag well. And so here's all I wanted to show you. This is very easy to push. Now, I have seen somebody else do a video on this, and theirs close. I mean, I'm just brushing up against that. I'm just doing this, and it'll close the slide. But somebody else had a video out there that they showed they do this, and then the gun just closes on its own. Mine doesn't do that, but I suspect that that might be in my future. I have only taken this to the range once. I have only run 6 mags through it, so I don't know if that's a design flaw or maybe a manufacturing flaw in my particular example here, but I do think it's going to be an issue at some point going forward. If I examine the way the latch works here, this is just a button, right, or just a contact point for your hand, right? This doesn't actually do anything. This is plastic. And somebody I heard was complaining about that. Why did they make this in plastic? Why didn't they make this in metal? I don't really care about that. I guess I would have preferred that it was metal, and it was kind of a cheap way out for them to make this out of plastic. But it's attached to a metal part, so I don't think I really care about that too much. And the metal part that it's attached to is the catch that's actually sitting right back here, and you can see how it rides up in this notch in the slide. Now, this seems pretty vertical to me. What I think you'd want to see is 90-degree surfaces catching on each other. So you want to see your slide ledge and your mag or your slide catch touching like this, right? You don't want them like this. You don't want this to happen. You want it to be a 90-degree angle so that they catch and they don't let go until you pull the slide release down, and then the slide can go forward. Well, as I was saying, this looks like it's pretty much a 90-degree on the slide, but the lever, I don't know, it doesn't really look to me like it's a 90-degree. It looks like it's angled slightly. So let's just take it apart real quick and see if that's something we can see or not if we get it apart. Okay, now taking a look at the upper. I'm not going to be able to hold this still very well here. That is where the slide catch rides. I'm going to do something crazy here. Let's see if we can zoom in on it. Oh, look at that. I take it back. That is not a 90-degree. It is angled. That's not great, but it does explain why it slides off. Now here's the lower. If I can get it in frame here. There's the lower. So you see both parts are angled. So that's kind of unfortunate. I don't like that design, but I didn't get to design the gun. I just got to buy the gun. So I have a feeling I'm going to have to send it into Taurus to fix that at some point, but for the moment, it's working fine. It's just really easy to drop the slide shut. And I'm used to other guns where it's extremely difficult to drop the slide. So maybe I'm worried about something that's not going to be an issue. We'll have to, like a lot of these things, I just got to wait and see. I will say that the only thing I've changed on this gun so far, which I talked about in a previous video, as a couple previous videos actually, it was I modified the mag release button, and I attempted to polish up the feed ramp on it, but I didn't get anywhere, so I stopped. The polish, or the finish that's on the barrel, is actually really nice and durable. So it didn't come off when I was attempting to polish it. So once I polished it for a while and nothing happened, I decided it was a good finish and I probably should leave it alone. I did not touch the rails. I did not polish them at all. I did polish this portion, and I apologize, I don't know the name for this, but this actually rides along the top of your magazine and rubs on the cartridges as the slide reciprocates, and it grabs around and pushes it forward into the barrel. So I polished that up just so that it would slide smoothly when it's going back, and you don't have to worry about any of the finish having any kind of weird texture to it that slows down your slide. I left the original recoil spring guide rod, and that worked fine. Let's just take a quick look at the barrel here. Yeah, and I see zero wear on this finish personally. I don't know if the camera's picking something that my eyes don't. A lot of times that'll happen. But I don't see any wear to the finish. If anything, it might be a little dirty. Yeah, see, it's a little dirty up here. But the finish seems flawless to me. So whatever they're using is good. I wish they would do that with the rest of their components. Oh, and the slide, it still shows some wear, but honestly it showed that wear before I took it to the range, right down inside here. So I'm not too concerned about that. Everything else about the gun worked great. I don't have any complaints. I'm not going to say I have 100% confidence in it yet. I do think I need to make a second trip to the range and get some hollow point ammunition through it, some self-defense rounds that I would carry. And if it run those well, then I think I'm good to go. But I'm not quite there yet. I did try carrying this around the house for a while, just to pretend that I'm concealed carrying it. And I can tell you this is a lot harder to carry than my car CM9. I'd say the car CM9 is a pocket gun, could be a pocket gun. This gun, I couldn't consider this a pocket gun. Maybe people have bigger pockets than I do, but this is the little bit of thickness. And you know, I've heard people say, you know, you can carry a Glock 26. It's not that much bigger than all these other little tiny guns. Glock 26 is thick, okay? Now this is pretty thin, and it's not much thicker than a car CM9, but a little bit of thickness matters a lot. At least it does to me. This is noticeably bigger than a car CM9, noticeably more uncomfortable to carry than a car CM9. And I don't think it's the holster. I just think it's the overall thickness of the combined gun with holster compared to what my car CM9 has. Can I do it? Yeah. But it's something I'm going to have to adjust to. So anyway, that's it for now. I'll probably give an update later on it if I get to the range here again anytime soon. That's it. Stay safe out there, guys. Bye. So a quick tip for you if you've got bad eyes like I do. If you don't, then go ahead and skip this. But when you're at the range, and you're not allowed to take your eye protection off on an indoor range typically, and even if you can, you probably shouldn't. You find that your red dot is off, or you have some other issue with your firearm that you need to start looking at details, and you can't do that because your eyes aren't that good. Pull out your thin optics, and you can drop this thin optics pair of glasses right on the end of your nose with your eye protection on. Do whatever work you need to do, take them back off, or since they're on the end of your nose, you could probably see over them to go shooting again. So whatever you want to do. But these proved to be very handy for me at the range, since I had new guns I was working with and I had to make some adjustments and examine parts and things like that. So just a little tip.